Spaghetti con pesto d'aglio. What is the dish that I certainly go to when unexpected company comes or you just don't have the time? Pasta, of course. And in this case, we're gonna make spaghetti with a pesto, but with a pesto that only needs 4 ingredients. And here, the roasted garlic is the main ingredient. And you know, nice plump garlic, pull off any of the extra skin that kind of falls off of it, and just kind of cut the tips right off, just like this. Because you wanna flavor it and roast it right in here. Let's put foil paper, just like that. Just like that. All right, a little bit of salt, just a little bit. Oil, and let the oil seep in, just like that. Okay. You wrap it just gently like that. You put it in a hot 375-degree oven, and about a half an hour, it's gonna roast and become soft and delicious. Just like these that I baked before. And you let it cool because now we have to work with this garlic and turn it into a delicious pesto. We'll take the garlic and just squeeze the cloves right out into a processor or a little chopper just like this. So let's do this one. And you just squeeze it out like that. There we go. We have everything out of here. To this, we're going to add the anchovies. Could you do it without the anchovies? Yes, you could, but this is where it's at. Toasted almonds. Toast your nuts before because they really release the flavor. And Italian parsley, just put a mound of it right in there. Let's take some salt. Now the anchovies have salt, so be careful not to oversalt it. Peperoncino, you want a little spiciness to it. Now lock it in. And let's begin to turn it into a pesto. And voila. Now, the pesto could be very smooth and creamy. It could be chunky. I kind of like it a little chunky. Yeah, I like it like this. So that when you're eating it and mixing it with the pasta, it really becomes nice and kind of texturized. So, I have the pesto. Let me just throw in the pasta. Throw your pasta in. And if you're using long pasta, do not break your pasta. We Italians like our pasta long, so we can twirl it. And we'll let that cook away. Let's get the pesto ready. The important thing about pesto, any pesto, and I made it with parsley, certainly you can make it with basil, but you can make it with other vegetables. You can make it with spinach. You can make it with celery, you know, whatever you like or you have at home. You know, I love your questions, so keep on sending them because this is the way I get to respond to what you really want to know. And Debbie Conter from Missouri wants to know, when making your own pesto, can you use something else besides pine nuts? Well, Debbie, you just saw it. I used almonds. And of course, you can use walnuts, you can use pecans even. But make sure that you toast them a little before so that you really get the flavor out of them. Let them cool and then proceed with your pesto. Thank you for asking, Debbie. So let's check on the pasta. I like my pasta al dente, as we do in Italy, and I'll clean up, and by the time I'm ready, the pasta will be cooked and we'll have a spaghettata. Now, while I have you there, cucinare. Cucinare is an Italian word. It means to cook. So as we go along, you have asked me to teach you Italian, and I am. This is one of the words I want you to know. Cucinare, to cook. Remember that. Okay, be right back to serve you your pasta. Celebrate like an Italian. Get saucy. Pesto comes from the word pestare, to pound, which is the actual action of making the pesto. Be creative with your pesto. Nuts, anything that you have. Pinoli nuts is a tradition, but almonds, walnuts are fine. With your greens, try kale, parsley, mint, basil, and you can totally swap the cheese from pecorino or formaggio di Sardegna. Anything that you like, that you have in the house, could be substituted. And of course, the one rule that applies, do not oversauce, whatever you do. So, have fun with it and get saucy. The pasta is ready. All right, nice al dente, just like that. And I like to pull my pasta out like this with the tongs. You can certainly drain it, but like this, especially for pesto sauce, there's a little bit of water that remains on it, and that's what you want. Okay, so now the pesto goes right in here. And, I always leave a little bit on the side. Never overdress your pasta. You always have time to dress the pasta. And then we'll toss it just like this, not cook it. The pesto should not be cooked because you want the freshness of the pesto to really stand out. This pasta is all coated with the pesto, and now the cheese is going to adhere to that. So it's kind of a different approach to making pesto because, you might have recipes that tell you put the cheese in there, but I like it this way. Okay, we are going to plate it. And plate it just like that in the center and make a nice swirl. And you want the pasta in a deep plate because the pasta stays warmer longer there. And you want to eat from the mound, again, because the pasta stays warmer in a mound. So let's just give it a twist like that. And that's perfect. Now we can put a little bit more cheese, just like that. And if you want to just decorate it a little bit, I always use the same herbs for a little decoration, just like that. But now, I need a little bit to taste. A little bit cheese for me. Voila. And pasta waits for nobody. You just got to eat it nice and hot and steaming. Twirling pasta, a lot of you have problems. So what you do is you pick up, don't give me that spoon deal. No spoon, just a fork to eat your long spaghetti. You pull them up like that. You go into a corner and you kind of twist it until you get it all together. There you go. Really good. Delicious, simple, 4 ingredients, and yet it is fantastic. A great recipe for those times when you have no time and you think you have nothing in your cupboard.
To learn more about Lidia, access to videos, and to get recipes, tips, techniques, and much more, visit us online at lidiasitaly.com.